Welcome, everyone, to the World in Focus podcast, your compass for a 390-degree perspective of global challenges shaping our interconnected world. I am His Excellency Ambassador Professor Dr. Iduneze, your presenter through a very captivating conversation, unraveling stories. We look at solutions and ideas that actually influence the course of history. Bem-vindos, exploradores, ao Word in Focus Podcast, o vosso guia para uma visão de 390 graus dos desafios globais que moldam nosso mundo interconectado. Eu sou o embaixador, professor Adrian Desley, e o vosso apresentador através de conversas envolventes que desenvolvem e vendem histórias, soluções e ideias que influenciam o curso de história. In each episode, we dive deep into critical topics featuring interviews with experts, activists, and thought leaders. Together, we explore complexities of our era from the urgent call of climate change to environmental sustainability to intricate threads of human rights, social justice. We navigate the delicate balance of global peace and professional and personal development as we seek pathways for solutions. Em cada episódio, mergulhamos profundamente em tópicos críticos, apresentando entrevistas com especialistas, ativistas e líderes de pensamentos. Junto exploramos as complexidades de nossa era, desde de chamando urgente de mudanças climáticas, sustentabilidade ambiental, até os fios intricados dos direitos humanos e justiça social. Navegamos delicado equilíbrio, né, entre a paz global e o desenvolvimento profissional e pessoal, buscando caminhos e para soluções para nosso mundo. Today we're going to be looking at navigating organizational season, a conversation exploring cultural formation barriers. We're going to look at flourishing dynamics and growth through coaching and professional development. I would like to welcome each and every one of you. It's good to be here with you once again today. We're diving deep into the often mysterious waters of organizational culture. And, it's like really the backstage magic of a concert. You might not see it, but it's what makes the show unforgettable. So I would like to grab a cup of water, invite you to grab a cup of virtual coffee or tea, and let's chat about how this culture, thing forms, how this culture actually helps us to avoid organizational hurdles and what makes it thrive, and how coaching and professional development can add even more value to your organization. First of all, you have to understand the fundamental foundation elements, things like how leadership is really like the North Star. I worked in a place where the CEO's commitment to a healthy work-life balance wasn't just a tagline. It was a living, breathing part of everyday experience. It made a very big difference within the organization. And it made a difference because the culture started at the top and it seeped down into every corner of the organization. And then there was the mission and the vision, and they're like the epic soundtracks, playing in the background of your favorite movie, whether it's Braveheart or a more serious movie like The Matrix. You ever been in a place where you're with others and you're all on the same page? You feel that you're getting it. You're all heading in the same direction. Heading towards a common goal. Well, that's what that is like. Socializing and onboarding are very important intricate elements of organizational culture. Think of onboarding as the first date of your work relationship. It sets the tone for everything that follows. I remember when I joined the team in Greece that they had this buddy system for newbies. It made me feel like I was a part of the community for that one day, because what they did was, it wasn't just passing information on how the organization functioned, but you had this opportunity to kind of buddy up with another person, get their perspective, but also learn some of the nuances of language and both body language and, as well as spoken language. Shared values are like the secret sauce of any organizational culture. Imagine everyone in the workplace, speaking the same cultural language. It's not just about the work, it's about shared identity. You ever had a moment where you and your co-worker just got it? You're just or you're a leader, another leader, you're working on a project together, and you just catch the vision, you just get the mission, you just understand what is supposed to be done. Well, and this brings things like ceremonies and traditions, and rituals because even organizations have ceremonies and rituals and they're like the family reunion that we have, or whether it's a weekly team huddle, a SWOT analysis meeting, a brainstorming meeting, whether you do it weekly or you do it yearly, like your yearly retreat. These rituals create a real sense of continuity, because when you know that your opinion matters, but not only that, but you hear opinions of others, it's not just about the work. It's now about a shared experience, because you've shared now, what is happening, what is going on to make, and this makes the culture real, because the organizational culture is not something that's just out there, but you are experiencing it every day with the people. And that's where you have to look at things like barriers to organizational culture. Resistance to change is a very big one. Even though change is constant, we still find it hard to embrace change, because change is difficult, because it means I have to learn something I didn't know before, or do something I haven't done before. And that's where a lack of leadership alignment comes in. Leaders must be able to see clearly so that they can really bring that guidance and that leadership. Have you ever been in a meeting where the boss says one thing, or you say one thing as a leader, and your team completely reads or understands something totally different? Well, that's what this is like. It's like dancing to two different beats. Alignment is critical within organizational culture. And the more you spend time interacting with each other within the organization, the more you learn that culture. And there are good behaviors in organizations, and there are bad behaviors in organizations. And when you're a newbie, it's easy to take on, whether a person is practicing silo fragmentation, for example, because they're like silos are like invisible walls within departments, whether it is that you're trying to hold information away from, because maybe you're working in the IT department and you don't want your IT to confuse the person working in sales. But we have to have this whole system approach when it comes to understanding organizational culture, because organizational culture runs like the blood in the organization. I once worked in a place where every department felt like it was its own island, and even though, yes, we were working with persons who spoke Japanese, Spanish, German, French, and Portuguese, we had to find a way to break down those walls. And what we did is that we had a lot of team building exercises before hard meetings. And that's what I think. I think that we need to recognize that organizational culture is complicated, but once understood, we can make a difference. I am your presenter for today, and thank you so very much for listening. Share your ideas and your opinions. We're bringing a pre-recorded because we're having issues with the Wi-Fi. Thank you, guys. Ambassador Professor Dr. Disley. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.